Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm filming my first ever book haul. I've gained kind of a ridiculous amount of books this autumn, so I've picked my favourite 10 to show you today. Back in September I had my birthday, so naturally I gained quite a few books from family and friends. So the first 3 books are ones that I was given by my parents, which are these. So the first one is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J Maas. I've seen this book all over the internet for so long, so I thought it was finally time for me to read it. It's a really popular young adult fantasy about a teenage girl called Feyre who has a really hard life trying to provide for her family until one day she accidentally kills a fairy and has to go and live in the land of the Fae. So yeah, that's A Court of Thorns and Roses. And the second book my parents gave me was Control Alt Delete How I Grew Up Online by Emma Gannon. Emma runs a popular online blog, and this book is all about her life growing up with the internet. So it starts off talking about her teenage escapades with MSN and MySpace, and then ends up talking about her career in social media. This is really interesting, definitely recommend you check it out. And then the last book my parents gave me was Something New by Lucy Nicely. I'm such a big fan of Lucy Nicely, I love her work, and this book didn't let me down. Lucy is a comic artist who writes these lovely graphic memoirs. This particular memoir is all about her getting married, so it includes all the internal thought processes of that, as well as the actual practical aspects of planning a wedding. So, really good. And then my friend Christy gave me I Capture the Castle by Dodie Smith. This is a modern classic that I've never read before, and it has such a gorgeous cover. All I really know about the story so far is that it's about a teenage girl called Cassandra who keeps a journal about her life growing up in England in 1937. And it has this absolutely amazing opening line, "I write this sitting in the kitchen sink." My boyfriend gave me Isabel Greenberg's new book, The 100 Nights of Hero. I've been so excited for this book to come out, and I finally have it, and it's been months and I haven't read it yet. I think I've been putting it off because I have such high expectations for it. This is Isabel Greenberg's second graphic novel. She's also a comic book artist and her style is amazing. The artwork is just beautiful. This is basically a book full of mythical tales set in a world called Early Earth. I'm definitely going to get around to reading this one soon. So the next set of books I'm going to show you are just ones that I've gained over the past couple of months. I picked up the sequel to Sarah J Maas's A Court of Thorns and Roses, which is A Court of Mist and Fury, and then I also got this book of novellas called The Assassin's Blade. This is actually from the Throne of Glass series, and the story follows an assassin as she goes on 5 missions for the Assassin's Guild. Okay, so the next book I've got to show you is one that I picked up back in October, and that is The Last Days of Jack Sparks by Jason Arnott. This book was really good. I picked it up for the book club that I'm in with my friends, and it's basically a modern day ghost story about a journalist called Jack Sparks who's investigating the supernatural so that he can write a book about it, but he actually dies while he's in the middle of writing the book. So that's Jack Sparks. And then for you Dan and Phil fans out there, I picked up Dan and Phil Gartside, which is basically a photo book all about their recent UK and US tour. If you're a fan, it's definitely a worthwhile read. There's loads of content in there with really funny captions, and the whole thing's been really well designed as well. And then the last book that I acquired this month was one that I've been curious about for a little while, and that's One by Sarah Crossin. This book is actually really interesting because it's written in verse, so it reads like a collection of poems that are all actually part of one story. Despite that, it flows really well. I really enjoyed it, and I read it in just over 24 hours one weekend. The story is basically about 2 conjoined twins who are 16 years old and are starting high school for the first time, and then soon into the story they have a big choice to make which is going to change their lives forever. So that's a selection of the books I added to my library in autumn. I actually feel like I've been quite restrained because there's been some really exciting new releases that I've managed to restrain myself from buying just because I've gained so many books. I just need to read some of them before I buy some more. Anyway, thank you for watching and I'll see you again soon. Bye!